What's up, and welcome back to Lunchtime in the Lab. It's been a very long time. It's been a while since I've said those words. Not expecting to have a whole lot of people here. If you are here, do me a favor and say hi. Be cool to have some of those familiar faces. We are back into that cough stage. Early YouTube or trying to do the show. I got sick, got a cough, and it like never went away. And then of course here we are, back, and I've got a bit of a cough again, which is obviously a little frustrating, a little annoying. But we're back, man. We're back. I haven't done this in a while. Not trying to have it take too long. I mean, normally we're about 30 minutes. This was like primarily a baseball podcast for the longest time. And then we were so excited to talk about football. And then I think I said it, September 20th was my last show, and then it just kind of disappeared. I ended up having surgery. It popped up. Surprisingly, it was supposed to be in December, and they called me and they're like, "Hey, we have an opening for you. Can you make it, in 3 days?" And we pulled some strings, was able to, get the surgery done and everything like that. Able to, get healed up from that. I actually ran for the first time today. I had gone to the gym and did some walking and everything, but I ran for the first time today, and that went really well, too. So it was nice to get back into there. Robert recognized the name. I don't Glock. I'm gonna call you Glock. First timer, I think. I seen your name the other day though, and I think Spaces or something. Maybe you're in the Discord. So appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about some stuff here. Like I said, if you're here for the first time, or here just in general, let me know so we can say hi and try to get back to doing this. It's gonna be Monday, Thursday, and Friday, so maybe it'll make it not feel like such a hassle if I'm only doing it 3 times a week, and then maybe start doing it on the weekends, and then we'll get back into we got spring football coming up that me and Ty will do those shows on the weekends, and get to bet on some football again, and everything like that. So Chuck, always next year, man. As a Notre Dame fan, it's always next year. So today, rocking the snapback, Fort Wayne Wizards. They don't exist anymore, but it was an old minor league team from when I grew up. Used to go to the stadium. Now they're called something else. So we're in the throwback here now. So, okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, first and foremost, thoughts kind of going through my head right now. First off, like this game right here, like if you're in the Discord, like I gave the over, like it's so frustrating and optimistic, I guess. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. You got it, the over-unders at 137. I gave it out 139, so it's on track. We're only off just a little bit, but if you do that math, that's only 61 points at half. I mean, the way I look at it, multiply that by 2, that's only 122 points. Which certainly isn't enough. They scored. It took them 5 minutes to score their first basket. They started off like 1-11, like 3 turnovers. Like if Coastal Carolina can catch up, we'll be all right, I think. But frustrating. Anyhow, as usual, always try to give 3 plays. That's the goal of the podcast. I got 3 plays pulled up here. We'll talk about why I like them, what I like about them. And then, of course, if you guys have questions or anything like that, fuck them kids for sure. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, I mean, certainly let me know. We talk about it. NBA sucks. Has sucked. NBA has sucked right now. Usually, let me get out of here. I don't know what I might accidentally show you guys here. So let me pull this up real fast. Okay, so usually this is me right here. Month to date, 9.87 units is what I'm up right now. I lost fucking 5.96 units today. You're not going to see that volume out of me again in the NBA. Like you can't right now. It's just ridiculous. Like I don't know what I was thinking. Stupid, man. And I come out with a stupid over, but I'm up 9.87 units right now. Usually I'm negative. I've been positive in 22 of my last 24 months. I'm up 9 units. Got to hold on to that, but if I'm positive this month, I would have been positive for a year straight, 12 straight months of being positive. I was up 200 units last year. What's 213 plus 225? 438. I'm up 438 combined, units career, which would be about 3 years in March. So it's 100 units a month, blah blah blah, whatever. January has just always been a suck ass month, man. I was negative however many units last year in January. I was up like 27 units in February, and I was up almost 40 units in March. So we just got to survive. We just got to survive. And I don't know what it is, man, but I seen somebody tweet about it the other day or today actually, and he's like, man, like I was negative, and then I was positive, and then then he was like way negative, again or whatever. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So anyway, uh the magic might be I've been going back and forth wondering, like, should I start trying to do more like spreads or like even money, like type money lines? Is in the NBA, everything you bet obviously without the implied juice is 50-50, right? Like if we're looking at this Pacers game, it's they're gonna cover or they're not, 50-50 chance, and then you got the implied odds, yada yada yada. If we're betting props straight, obviously it's the same thing, it's 50-50. However, you also have there's foul trouble, there's a blowout, there's injury, there's them sucking, and there's them not really getting minutes. I mean, I don't know, that's like 5 things that can go against you. It's supposed to be a 50-50 bet, but there's like those 4 or 5 things that can go against you, and then all of a sudden like you're the odds are stacked against you kind of thing. So I was wondering, like, all right, Chief in the Discord, talking about the Discord, Chief is up 40 units year to date, and he primarily is betting on spreads and money lines. And it's like, well, is that something I want to try to introduce? Obviously, I attempted and with an over, and then they scored 5 points in the first 2 points in the first 5 minutes. So the Magic, though, I was gonna try to see if I couldn't find and actually like show you guys. I had came by the stat earlier. Let's see. I want Orlando betting view. I don't want to do this math, man. Or it doesn't show who was home or not. I had heard it in the show I was listening to. They're like, Orlando's like 14-5, I think, as a home favorite of something bigger than, I think it was like 6 points, 7 points, something like that. They're an 8.5-point favorite, which does seem a little high, but we have the Magic at home has just been like one of these like system type plays. Let me see if I can actually see it on here. Magic, Orlando. Let's see. Home. $2024. Okay, this helps a little bit. Where are we at? So recently, I mean, they've obviously lost their players. We go back down here, like the Magic were 11.5-point favorite at home. They covered 8.5-point favorite at home. They covered 11.5. They covered 9. They covered 9.5. They covered 9.5. They covered. So we're looking at like 6 or more. Like it's like way over that. Let's see, -8.5. They lost that one. So as they've been a big favorite, they've been able to cover. And Chuck, I don't have an answer to that, to be honest. But the big kicker, though, I mean, they got we got Banchero back, obviously, and then Franz Wagner went through shoot around today. There's a good chance that we can get Wagner back today, and then this Orlando team's going to be complete. whether or not he comes back with Paulo Banchero, I think they still do have a pretty good job of potentially covering. But if we can get Franz back, I mean that line at 8.5, I think could even move if he's ruled in. The Trailblazers aren't that strong of a team, in my opinion. It's something outside of what like I usually do, but I mean, for the purpose of like this show, and like I talk about it or I've talked about it, like these plays aren't official in the Discord for those people that are members, that pay for the subscription. They get the official plays with, a unit designation to it and everything. So these plays are certainly a little more relaxed and just to kind of talk about. Sometimes I found myself, especially in MLB, and I was doing this I was doing this Monday through Friday. I was doing it on the weekends. I was like, all right, I'm done doing it on the weekends, Monday through Friday. We're going to do it 3 times a week now, ideally. But I found myself, sometimes hitting these plays and I'd miss, the Discord plays or whatever, So, but do more money line spread, maybe 3 to 4 a day. It's hard because like I have to be careful. Like spread kind of, I'm sorry, Chief kind of has like the go ahead with it. So like I kind of like, to be honest, like I was waiting to see what he was on in this first game, and he went Georgia Southern, or he went Coastal Carolina, and like I was kind of like a Georgia Southern. So I had to be be a little careful with it. So I kind of backed off of that. Chuck, like look at this college basketball stats. I don't even care. Shooting percent. 364. Right? That might include some like lower division type stuff too, but you see them playing. There's a lot more mixed up like D1 versus D2 type stuff. There's 364 teams that are regularly in a rotation that you can bet on. 364 teams. I forget off the top of my head how many there's college football, but it's a lot easier for me to know like what 120 teams or whatever it is in college football compared to 364. Like that's the struggle. So when I go and I try to bet on it, just like we had like Purdue got upset by Ohio State the other day. Purdue was up 13 points. That was in Ties Builder. Like every time I touch college basketball, something stupid like that happens. Something ridiculous happens. So Giannis is probable. Chris Middleton is probable. AJ Green is out. What's up, Fish? But yeah, like it's I'm up 9 units in the Discord. I am tired of losing money on the side. That's for sure. Personally, I haven't been doing very good, so I kind of gotta pull myself up from my bootstraps, kind of thing, and course correct the personal bankroll. As I've played a couple extra things at higher amounts and kind of cooked myself a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Walt, I always think what was it? Lost, that show. There was that Walt, little kid's name was Walt. Anyhow, in a roundabout way, we've talked about it. Like the Magic for the first play, -8.5. Certainly not something I'll probably mess with in the Discord, to be completely honest with you. It's just tough. And like I said, there's a lot of us betting on NBA, so I do have to be a little bit careful. Like I had more free realm and in college football. So I have to be a little careful in that sense. But I was looking at even just something like this, and the line's moved, unfortunately, but -132, we can get the Magic at home and the Bucks at home. The Heat don't have Jimmy Butler. Hero's probably going to be in, but we just got the notification that Giannis is going to play. We got the notification that Chris Middleton's going to play. Dame doesn't have any sort of injury designation. So everybody's freaking hurt right now, it seems like, in the NBA, but Hero, I think, was listed as probable, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, probable for Thursday. That was his first game he missed, so I'm sure he's going to come back. No Jimmy Butler. They're probably playing better without Butler, to be honest. But the Bucks at home, I don't know specifically what they're. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better, quicker way to find this stuff, but like I don't know. I always just use this website. Bucks. What the hell? Oh, Milwaukee. And then you can go to trends, ATS trends. Oh, what the hell? Win-loss trends. That's what I wanted. Okay. Um, Ooh, 4 days off. They're probably getting pretty close to 4 days off because they didn't have a game. I mean, 100%. As a home favorite, they're 15-6, so they're winning 71% of those games as a home favorite. That's what I was looking for. So the Bucks are winning 71.4% of their games as a home favorite. They certainly have the rest advantage. They're when they have the rest advantage, they're winning 70% of those games. As the home team winning 68% of those games. So I mean, they're certainly better at home. And then the Bucks. I mean, the Heat technically missing Jimmy Butler. So it's 2 o'clock though. I hate to give a play out like that early, and also like that's ugly. It's not cool. And they look, it keeps moving -138. So we'll have to try to find maybe something else. I was looking at over here. It's -125 on DraftKings. That's why it's always so important to make sure you kind of line shop. -125 compared to like almost -140 now or whatever it was, -138. Honestly, I think it's a good spot. Like that used to be money for me too, man. Is I used to do the 2-leg money line like builders. And I know like you see people and they're just, it's like, oh man, like 2-leg for -125. Couldn't be me. That's not fun or whatever. And like I've said before, like I'm not here to win a popularity contest. I'm here to win money. In college baseball, like I'll bet a 2-leg and it'll be -130. And that's you got it because that's how you do it. You take the money lines. I'm not messing with spreads in college baseball, but I mean that's just how it goes. So anyway, inside to my brain, but probably will lock that in as a Discord play. So a little bit of a little something for you there. Next up though, let's look at Malik Monk. NBA props. Monk. Got Miles Turner in this 2 o'clock game that just started. Who scored first for them? Siakam did. Okay. So I would much rather take Monk at this 5.5 line. As you can see that he's been better more recently, with his minutes. His minutes have certainly got better and all that jazz. But it's -140. So I mean, if you can find a spot where you can find Monk at 5.5 or playable odds, I mean, that's what I would certainly look towards. But for the sake of the show, I feel like giving out a -140 is just kind of gross, to be honest. It's just like, I don't know, whatever. Everybody has different, like different rules. I mean, you see on, sometimes you see on Twitter and someone's giving out, they're celebrating hitting a -170 play or something, and it's like that's the same thing as me, talking about things not being cool enough or whatever. But anyhow, 6.5 is +1, +108. If you're interested in messing with the the 5.5 on like the alt line, which I don't even think there's probably alt lines out yet. Yeah, there's not. It'd be this though, right? 6. Yeah, -185. Forget that. So we'll change it to 6.5. It's fine though. Like I still like it, and we'll like I said, we'll talk about it. But he's over in 5 out of 10. But you can see, I mean, he's right there, right? 6, 6, 6. So so 4 of his 5 misses in his last 10 games has been because he's hit just 6 out of 6 compared to the 6.5 line. Looking at shooting guards, the Nuggets are allowing the most assists to shooting guards in the league this year. So we have, an advantageous matchup, right? Theoretically, he has the best assist matchup on the court today. And you look at like the last 7, like they're actually, I want to look at the last 7. In the last 15, they're the third best. So they're, he has the third best matchup. So it's not like he's, got himself a bad matchup or whatever. He theoretically has the best matchup on the court. If I'm not mistaken, he played them once this year already, and he had 10 assists. So, I mean, he flew over this number already this year. So, I mean, we have that going for us too. And I'm fairly certain if we look at 2024, so obviously De'Aaron Fox is going to he's playing, but I don't think that was, yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure that wasn't a game that, Fox was out or something like that. So, I like it. So, I mean, we can look at it with Fox on, recently, he's pretty close to this number. You look at some of the success that he had, early on here, and you look at like his minutes, you can see that there's obviously like his minutes have certainly gone up from the beginning. Right. He's playing like a higher role, like he was more of a bench and a role player down here in the beginning and some of these earlier times. And then here he is, 26 minutes and he's hit 34 and he's kind of stayed at that range recently. Massive blowout. He only had 26 minutes, but he's been in the 30-minute range. In the last 20, he's been averaging 34 minutes. So he's certainly up there. He had a miss against, he had 6 in a good matchup, 6 in a bad matchup, 6 in a good, 6 in a bad. Let's see. Here he had, the Bulls give up the second most assists and he had 9. So it's just one of these spots where I feel like it's probably going to be a pretty good spot for us to look at Monk here. For our second play, we'll do Monk over the 6.5. Got plus 10, what is that? Plus 108 on FanDuel. And I believe, I'm sure it's probably the same. I doubt the 5.5 is there. So Wemby's got 2 points in the motherland so far at the first whistle. Miles Turner, Siakam's doing everything. I need him to kind of chill. Yeah, he's a 6.5 too. 6.5 at plus 114 though. So I mean that's obviously better value. Like I said, I certainly prefer the 5.5 number, but I mean it's not available right now. I mean DraftKings says it's, or Outlier here says it's let's see, 5.5. Bet 365 has them at minus 140. I mean, if that's something you're interested in, then what do they say? It's only juice if it loses. So if you put 1.4 units, $140 and win 100 kind of thing, then you win yourself your $100. Obviously, it loses, you're out that extra 40, the juice. But for the sake of the podcast, we're tracking at 6.5. And then lastly, RJ Barrett. And I still need to do honestly, I haven't even done my normal system. I've got to go pick up my son here in 30 minutes. My wife did a pickup order for groceries. I have to go do that. And they didn't give us they missed a whole bag of produce. So stuff she needs for dinner tonight and everything. So I got to run to the store again for the second time today. Okay. RJ Barrett. Another one where we got it at plus money here. Well, so yeah, I mean that's up to you. Honestly, I don't know. I'm looking at, so right now we're looking at, oh, I was gonna say, is this still halftime? Jesus, dude. Georgia Southern is just, so theoretically right now, I'm going to turn it out so people see. So we're on the over 40, we're over 39.5. We have an over 141. But it's just getting ugly though. I mean, Coastal Carolina is not really doing anything for us. We very well could be down a unit here. We need Miles Turner to, score 15 points. If I'm down 2 units before 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't know how much I'm playing today. We can see on, there's this no sweat same game parlay, the TNT for the Heat, Bucks here, and Celtics and the Lakers. I'm of course play that. I'm never gonna miss out on a no sweat. DraftKings I don't think had any good promos, but I mean honestly I might just I'll probably do this bet, to be completely honest, Walt. I feel good about that, depending on how these first 2 bets go. That's just the thing though. I mean, some people do follow me and they're some people are in the Discord just for me, and then they want some of the extra plays. For example, I probably wouldn't take the Magic minus 8.5 and the money line just in case something what if they get upset kind of thing. Damn, Wemby just hit a 32-footer. Does that, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you could kind of hold off and wait and see like how that goes, but I don't know. I don't know fully. Miles Turner missed a 3. Oh boy, he's not doing very good. RJ Barrett, looking again. I mean, he's got guys hurt and out all the time. There it is. Quickly's out again. So I mean, that's the main factor in this. That I at least I go after betting on injuries pretty often. So we look at games without Emmanuel Quickly. He's over in 20 of 29 games. Let's look at the last 10 here. So, and actually, let's look at on the whole year without Emmanuel Quickly, he's averaged 33.6 minutes. Let's look at him just in general this year. He's averaged 33. So 33 has been a pretty consistent number for us throughout the year. And then without Emmanuel Quickly he's averaged 33 minutes. Let's look Emmanuel Quickly. So he's over without IQ. He's over in 20 of 29 games, which is a 69%, hit rate or whatever. That's pretty good. Obviously, anything over 50 is going to be good. Is that, theoretically, like I said, these bets are, a straight bet theoretically is a 50-50 chance. So if we look at, he's I think I'm listed. He generally plays like a shooting guard, but then sometimes they have him listed as like a small forward though. We'll look at him as a shooting guard, I think. Going against the Hawks. I got to remember what I was like thinking. Where are they at? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. So the shooting guards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth most assists. They give up a pretty decent amount of rebounds as well. In the last 7, I don't think it's anything special. And then small forwards, I forgot to even look at that, but they allow the second most rebounds to them. So I mean, that's what's hard to kind of look at it when a guy is listed as one thing, and then they kind of have him slated in a different role. So some people is a truly a center, and then there's guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. that can play power forward or like a center type role. So that does make it kind of a little more difficult in that thought process or whatever. But anyhow, he's got a pretty good matchup here. And then if we look at him at we mess with his minutes here. He's over in 20 of 29 games. You kind of can scroll him up here. Let's have him, if he plays 29 minutes today. So he averages 33 minutes a game with all year, with or without IQ. Without IQ, he averages 33 minutes. If we get the guy to play 29 minutes, he's over on 20 of 25. What is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's over in 12 of 13 games. If we can get him just to play 29 minutes. The Hawks are playing their like third game in 4 nights. They're playing a back-to-back. It is a look at that 11.5 is actually moved to minus 115. It was plus something when we started here earlier. The Hawks at home are a minus 200 favorite. They're a minus 5 spread. So it's not like we're looking at like a minus 13 spread, like this OKC game, here for us. But you got to think that the Hawks are tired at this point. Obviously, the game they played yesterday, I don't remember if it. Let's see. Let's look and see real fast. Oh, so the Hawks were home. So they're the back-to-back home game. So that's not as bad. But they are on a back-to-back. The Raptors didn't play, right? Yeah. So the Raptors have a rest advantage here too. They're on the Hawks are on a back-to-back, third game in 4 days. Yada, yada, yada. I feel like this game is going to be a lot closer, which means that there should be more favorable minutes for our boy RJ Barrett than. And like I said, without Emmanuel Quickly here, you can see he's over this in 12 out of his last 13 games. And he's getting it done in multiple ways. I mean, sometimes it's assists, sometimes it's rebounds. He's near triple-double. He had a triple-double in this game. He's averaging, 10 potential assists and 12 rebound chances we need him to convert. theoretically it converts half of both of those. I mean, we're cooking right there. I mean, we're just one or two away. So RJ Barrett, a good spot here for us today. And this is a spot where I had been after, Scotty. But he kind of let us down the other day. So, Scotty's assists are normally pretty good, but RJ's got, I think, the better matchup today. And if he can get these minutes that we're asking for, we should be good. We should be good on this one. Good matchup. History wise, let's see. I don't So he only had 10, but once again, he's got a line of 11 and a half. I mean, he was right there, right? So I've got some more thinking to do, obviously Discord wise. Let's check this game. Man, theoretically, I could go hedge the under and just be done with it and just get out of it. What's 59 plus 38? That's 80. That's 97 points. I mean, is there really going to be? There's no way. I mean, there's no way there's going to be 40 more points in 10 minutes when Coastal hasn't even scored 40 points themselves, I used to bet like that, right? So 38 plus 59 is 80. That's 97. They're about halfway. That's 26 points. Add another 26 points to that 97 if they stayed off like a similar kind of thing. 123. Seems like an under. Whatever. We'll let it ride. Okay. Anyway, look, I'm at like 32 minutes. I don't want to have this last forever. Like I want, we'll try to get more people to show up. We'll try to get, used to it. We'll do this tomorrow. We're gonna go with the Magic minus 8.5 for the first play. Malik Monk over 6.5 assists. RJ Barrett over 11.5. And I kind of told you, I actually kind of gave it in a weird order, but I like the Magic. It's a good look for the Magic. RJ Barrett is probably my favorite out of the two with Malik Monk, in case you were wondering or whatever. Like I said, Discord wise, kind of waiting to see what's happening here. If I start out minus 2 units, I don't know how much I'm gonna fire. I really can't be losing, 2-3 units a day kind of thing. Obviously, you can't win unless you bet. Scared money don't make money, whatever you want to say. But RJ would probably be my favorite, or I look at I really like the alt rebound and assist lines, because if I really like him, there's two things that are going into 11.5. We can get him at 9.5, but then you got to put it into a builder. And then now two things can happen to mess us up or whatever, So, dude, Coastal can't buy a bucket. I don't understand how this total is at 140 right now, but unless anybody has anything, I'm gonna probably just close her out. Which I'm sure you don't. Let's see. We got some people watching, I mean, we used to have 30, 40, 50 in the prime time, when there was a ton of people in the Discord. Not to say there's not, but I'll close it out. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow at 2. Like I said, we're going to do this Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Just kind of give out some plays, talk about them, see how they go. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit the outro here, and then like I said, Discord wise, we'll come up with some plays, hopefully for tonight, and then kind of see how some things go, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.